Helen's Homestead is a YouTube channel that documents explorations of paranormal places, but they are much smaller than the huge ghost hunters that you usually see on this channel. The following video was an adventure into a Scottish castle, and there was no doubt it was haunted according to the locals. So much of the castle was occupied by slaves and dungeons containing prisoners, so it is no surprise that they all stuck around to spread their wrath on visitors of the castle. Helen didn't think it was real, but explored anyway.
Catherine. Within its labyrinth of hallways and rooms, there's no sign of ghosts, but there's one place I haven't checked.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle have gone to bed.
Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon, just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway.
So, had no signs of her tonight. But if ever you were going to see a ghost, you think it would be here. So maybe it's all just rubbish. Maybe it's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever. Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine.
The chair next to me is about to start thumping on its own. You'll be able to clearly hear it.
It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is.
I'm freaking going. I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. But, if you're interested to play back what's on that tape.
The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway,
during the daytime, literally nothing happened to suggest that this place was remotely haunted, and Helen was starting to believe that maybe this place was just a myth used to create a tourist attraction. However, the basement changed things. Out of nowhere, the chair started thudding as if someone was swinging on it, and when Helen was sent running out of the room, something left in there moved next. It was good content for the YouTube channel, so the team packed up the next day and left, not wanting to disturb the spirit. Our next clip was captured by a more high-profile ghost hunter on YouTube, and the name of their channel is Memoria Sobrenatural Inc. And from the name, you can tell they are not English. Fortunately, they dubbed their videos into the English language though, meaning we can get a full glance into this paranormal investigation. It took place in a house that someone was interested in buying, but wanted to check the status after suspicion of paranormal activity. This is what the ghost hunter was able to find.
Foi encontrado o corpo do homem aqui dentro. E ele quer deixar uma mensagem, mas o quê? Não me recordo desse varal aí em cima, com um negócio pendurado. Talvez essa aqui seria a cama aonde ele dormia? Ou talvez seria a cama de outra pessoa e o quarto dele seria outro. Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Olha isso, pessoal! Cara do céu, velho! Ui! Minha nossa! Cara do do céu, é assustador. Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Escuta isso. Escuta isso. Ó. Tá pra cá. Ó. Tem alguma coisa pra cá. Opa, é aqui. Ai. Olha aqui, ó. Olha o quadro, mano. Olha o quadro. Rapaz do céu. Tá me retorcendo aqui, velho. Ai, minha garganta seca. A minha garganta tá seca, cara. Eu quis dizer sobre outro quarto desse aqui, ó. Com essa cama. A minha garganta tá seca, velho. Bicho do céu. Quem é que...
It was extremely obvious that this place was ridiculed with poltergeists, and it was not a nice one. The man behind the camera claimed afterwards that he felt a horrible feeling all the way down his spine, and this feeling only happens when there is an evil presence inside of the room. This meant that whatever was inside of here would not be hard to get rid of, and I wish luck to whoever that task gets given to. It's bad enough experiencing haunting things as a ghost hunter, but imagine suffering from paranormal activity as an innocent man. Brugi was your regular person living a regular life in his house, but suddenly it started to become riddled with haunted activity. For quite some time, he couldn't figure out what it actually was, but eventually, it started opening up more and more with this video being one of them.
Está dormido, ya hasta se me quiere regresar la comida. Como estético usa todo hasta allá. Imagínense qué tan grande está. O sea, real, es todo este pedazo. ¡Ay, cabrón! Ay, seguro se grabó. No. Pero falta este pedazo.
Now he seemed to become stunned after looking up into the attic, and despite not being able to make anything out myself, perhaps he saw something that I couldn't, and there are cases of this happening to people. This will also help experts identify the type of spirit, so hopefully Brugi contacts one and finds out. Kubo, a regular guy who often shares random late-night thoughts and life updates on his page, wasn't someone you'd typically associate with anything paranormal. He lives in a quiet home, in a quiet neighborhood, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever really happened there. But this particular night felt different. According to him, the air had a strange stillness to it, almost like the house itself was holding its breath. Everyone else was out, so he was completely alone. Just him, the silence, and whatever was about to happen. He'd already brushed his teeth, shut everything down, and climbed into bed like usual. He was just about to scroll for a bit before sleeping when it began.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello?
The bedroom door beside him started knocking. Not a single tap or a faint creak, but a sudden and aggressive series of knocks like someone wanted in. Kubo got up slowly, clearly confused and unnerved, and moved toward the door. But as he stepped out to check, the door across the hallway, totally closed a moment earlier, swung shut right in front of him. No wind, no one else in the house, just that eerie moment captured on film. He stood frozen, breathing heavily, the silence even heavier than before. The clip cuts there, but Kubo later said he stayed up the entire night, unsure of what he'd just witnessed. The following day, Kubo tried to brush off what had happened. He told himself it was probably something with the pipes, or maybe the house settling. Still, the way that hallway door had slammed shut, he couldn't quite shake the image from his mind. That night, even though nothing had happened all day, he found himself double-checking locks and lights, making sure everything was exactly as it should be before heading to bed. He even left a few hallway lights on, just in case. Still, when he finally settled into bed, there was a part of him hoping it really was over. But it wasn't. It was sometime around 2 in the morning when he first heard it. This low, shifting noise coming from inside his bedroom. Not loud, but unmistakable. Almost like fabric dragging against itself, or something brushing against the floor. He sat up slowly, unsure if it had come from his dream or from the room itself. The noise came again. He reached for his phone and began recording, the screen casting a soft glow across the room as he panned it toward the source.
I know I haven't posted in a couple days, but I've been staying out of my room because it just got to be too much, but I swear I'm hearing voices coming from there the last like 20 minutes.
What the camera caught next only lasted a split second, but it was enough to send chills through anyone watching. Hanging in thin air was one of his shirts. It hovered mid-air for maybe half a second, as if being held by something invisible, before dropping straight to the ground with a soft thud. There was no breeze, no vent nearby, nothing that could have caused it. Kubo gasped and pulled back, muttering something under his breath. The clip ended with the camera pointed toward the floor, his voice shaking, whispering that he didn't know what he just saw. In the hours after, he didn't go back to sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, lights on, heart racing. Even when the sun came up, the image of that levitating shirt kept playing over in his head. For someone who'd never believed in anything paranormal, this was starting to feel too real. FIFA is a popular game for many and has been for years. It's probably the best video game remake of the sport, hence its popularity, and the victim of this next clip, Eiji, was casually enjoying it. He had just finished a really long shift at work, so needed some gaming time to wind down. Little did he know that it'd have the opposite effect. It was literally going to stress him out 100 times more than work ever could.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini jam berapa sih? 11. Dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Out of nowhere, the keyboard started playing when he scored, and he went over to prove that it was fully working. The camera also showcased that his wife was fast asleep, so she could not have had anything to do with the incident. Whatever made this happen was an unnatural cause, and the only person who even has a slither of hope stopping them is a ghost hunting expert. The following video took place when a man heard something, but he was unable to pin where it was. In case it was a neighbor or something minor like that, he chose to ignore it and continue watching television. However, every minute or so, the noise would happen again, and it got to the point where even if it was a neighbor, they deserved to be told to shut up anyway. The man stood up, mobile phone in hand, walking around the house double-checking that it definitely wasn't in his home before complaining, and he's lucky he did. Take a look.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Strangely, a small human figure was pressing itself against the door, and this was creepy as hell, for obvious reasons. I don't know a single person in the entire world who wouldn't feel fear in the face of something like this, and you could feel the fright in the voice and movements of the man behind the camera. For the next few days, he and his children were living on edge and praying that whatever thing was left them alone. Fortunately, nothing happened over these few days, which actually gave them a slither of hope that it really was gone. You should never get so comfortable so soon after a poltergeist strikes though, because they can come back at any moment, and this clip proves that.
Okay, I have to start recording because we've started to hear more things around the house, and kind of nervous. Yeah.
I think I heard something.
Okay.
This time, they were hearing noises again, so the father took his camera and walked around in case anything absurd took place. Randomly, some objects were thrown to the ground in the kitchen, and then the distressed child left his room, saying he heard something. As the father panned the camera back to his son, a shadow figure was seen standing abruptly still, and at first, he actually missed this. It was only later when he was scrolling through the footage that he realized how scary this actually was. This time he took action and called a helpline for people suffering from ghosts, but they could only send experts within the next few days. This is why the family had to endure one more haunting before help arrived.
I'm sorry. I've heard... It's been non-stop. I've heard these knocks. I don't know. No. Just, I think you should get away. I think you should go away. I think you should go away. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, no. Okay. This is scary. Okay.
The knocking was persistent and scary, especially for the little girl. I hope for her sake that this is sorted soon, and you subscribe. In the following video, Martin Dickey and his wife Jenny were both operating inside of their kitchen when something happened that took them both off guard. In the corner of his eye, Martin noticed that the cap for the jug of milk was moving on its own accord, but it was so surreal that he couldn't believe his own eyes. He took out his camera and began to film the incident when this happened.
Right, there's nothing touching this milk bottle at all. Oh my god. Oh my god. This empty milk bottle lid is moving on its own. That is up. Do it again. Come on. Come on. Yes! Yes! There it is!
What is it?
I don't know! I have no idea what that is. That is absolutely crazy. There's nothing on or around this bottle. Are you doing it, Fliss?
How can I even do this?
Just do it again. That is freaky stuff. Any more? Any more?
What do you think it is? Is it a ghost?
I can't work it out.
There's some air traps, isn't there? Then there's probably some sort of duct that's pulling it up here.
Is that on though? The duct isn't
I don't know.
on.
I just can't imagine what else it would be.
It's kind of stopped now. We've got it though.
The cap continued to do its thing, moving as if it was being manhandled. Both of them tried their hardest to forge a logical solution, and Jenny came up with the idea that it was to do with the air above, although they both knew that this wouldn't have made this happen. Other than that, there are no real reasons other than the presence of a paranormal entity that I can get behind. The man in this next clip is called Jack, and he has featured in a large number of videos on my channel. This is because he has uploaded many haunted findings to his social media page on TikTok, and they are too good to not include. Jack experiences things of paranormal nature a lot because he collects antique items, and there is a direct correlation between these items and poltergeist activity. At first, things were okay for him, but as time went on, he slowly began to realize that something must have entered his house because odd stuff started happening, and the video that I am about to expose you to is when he managed to catch it all on camera.
Okay, I've just started filming because I fell asleep on the couch and woke up to what felt like somebody stroking the side of my face, which made me jump awake, but I don't know if it was a dream, but then the room is icy cold and the noises come from the kitchen. Hello? Hello? Can you hear that? It's coming from outside, from the kitchen there. Hello? Oh my god. The candlestick on the door's just bloody opened. What the hell? Hello? Oh my god. It makes you nervous to fall asleep on the couch, it really does. It's horrible. Is anybody out there? Shit! What the fuck? That's just hit my leg? What the fuck? Oh. Sophie, okay? The cat's just legged it as well. Oh my god. What is going on in here? What? It sounds like somebody sat down on the fucking chair. Fuck this, fuck off, I'm going in the garden. I'm not staying in here.
All sorts of things happened here, and I will give it to you non-believers. In isolation, these events could definitely have a natural cause, but when paired together, it would be too coincidental for them all to happen within a 3-minute time span. Furthermore, the fact that the room went cold also signals that there was a haunting presence there, and this is something that Jack is going to work on banishing from his home, so we wish him luck. Not many people can stay calm in the midst of ghostly activity, so we really have to give credit to the girl who filmed this video. Somehow she was able to stay really composed and give a clear narrative, despite how frightening the situation must have been, and I can admire that. The time was 3 p.m, and Chloe was with her sister in the kitchen when they noticed the spice rack spinning around without any visible force interacting with it. She started recording in hopes that it would continue, and sure enough, it did.
I think he's after some spices now. He's in the fucking kitchen. I think he's just having a look. Oh no! Oh! I think he's having a read of him. Hello? Hello? I think he's dropped a few spices. You might want to clean them up.
Not only did the spice rack keep on spinning, but the dustpan also decided it was going to have a mind of its own. It started to swing from left to right, and I am surprised Chloe stayed calm in this situation. She showed the clip to her parents when they rose from bed the next day, and they sent it to a local ghost hunter. They now have a date booked, and it is looking like the house will be cleansed. On a late night in France, a ghost hunter by the name of Duncan decided that he was going to explore a haunted house for his TikTok page. He loved exploring places of this sort and wasn't even in the industry for the money. We know this because he did these kinds of things way before starting social media, which showcases his real passion for the hobby of capturing ghosts on camera. Anyways, sticking to this expedition specifically, a family had passed away inside of the house 4 years prior, and Duncan had been hired by a new family to check for ghosts before they purchased it. This is one of his findings.
Oh, les 2K2. Regardez les amis. Les 2K2. Il marche lui? Non. Nom de Dieu. Oh, c'est un truc de fou. C'est quoi le délire? Est-ce que Serge, tu pourrais faire allumer la lumière bleue s'il te plaît? Peux-tu te rapprocher de la lumière bleue? Est-ce que tu peux faire un mouvement s'il te plaît? Merci beaucoup Serge. Wow, wow, wow. C'est quoi D'accord Serge. Il y aurait quelqu'un ici? Est-ce que Serge, tu sais sortir la poupée? D'accord. Dis-moi Serge. Est-ce que tu penses que j'ai ramené Gabi quelque part? Est-ce que
Out of nowhere, the high vision jacket dropped from the wooden door and it started to shake, as if a real person had nudged or kicked it. This acted as a jump scare to Duncan, who was not expecting the poltergeist to show itself to him so soon, but after the initial scare, he was not frightened at all and continued his journey, later coming across this.
D'accord. Les amis, il y a un vrai souci. Incroyable. Qu'est-ce qui se passe, Serge? Est-ce que tu peux me ramener le ventilateur, Serge? Une dernière fois? Comme tu veux. Wow, c'est quoi ce bordel? C'est quoi ça? Wow! C'est quoi ce délire? Putain. C'est quoi le délire? Ok Serge, je crois que je vais te laisser tranquille en fait. Je vais pas t'embêter. J'aimerais juste te présenter quelqu'un. Alors les amis, le K2 il est amorphe. Il est amorphe le K2. Wow, wow, calme-toi. Oh non, non, Serge, non, non. Oh non. Non, Serge. Pas les appareils. Il y a du gaz à ces bombes, Serge.
Unlike the high vision jacket that fell from the door off camera, these items moved right in front of it, which confirmed to the audience that this was in fact real. Duncan added these videos to his evidence file for the family who were paying him a big fee for his work before leaving the home safely. Staying in a hotel is meant to be a good all-round experience, considering the fact that you have to pay your money in order to stay in one. Most of the time, this is the case, but sometimes hotels fail to provide this nice feeling, with the one in the next video coming under that category. However, it was not their fault. Dennis was staying in the hotel before a concert he was attending the next day when all of a sudden something odd caught his eye, which warranted him to take out his phone and start recording. This is what he managed to capture.
Okay, Lisa. Do you want to talk? Open the drawer if you want to communicate with me. Come on, Lisa. Lisa, do you want me to go away? Lisa, come on. Come on, Lisa. All right, what do you want to do? Lisa, come on. We can play this parlor game all day long, I suppose. Here, okay. Open the drawer. Lisa, you want to talk? Lisa, do you want to talk? Do you want me to go away?
We are grateful and proud of our purpose.
Come on, Lisa.
Now more than ever, home has meaning. Home is everything.
Come on, Lisa, talk to me. Show me. Okay, atta girl. Anything else I can help you with? Okay.
The drawer continued to open and close, and you are probably wondering how he knew the spirit's name was Lisa. Well, the history of the hotel dates back to the mid-1800s, when a woman called Lita was miserably killed by the people in the room next to hers. It is a story that the hotel is haunted by her, but most people believe it is a fake marketing scheme for the hotel to gain more customers, not Dennis. The following video took place inside of a wax museum, and if you do not know what one of those are, for some reason, I am here to explain. A wax museum is a place where historical figures are remade as identical statues, but instead of being forged in a traditional way, they are made from wax. The wax statue that you are about to see is one of nobody particularly significant, and resembles an elderly woman who was executed for supposedly being a witch. Whether she was a witch or not is unknown, but it is safe to say that the clip you are about to watch leads us to believe she was one.
¡Ay, hijo de güey, qué pedo!
¿Qué onda, amigo? No, no manejo nada de mecatrónica. Es una figura totalmente en cera. Mira, es una pieza total, rígida, no se puede manipular. Te digo, no tiene nada. Te digo, mira, te muestro. No hay cables, no hay nada, no es un robot. Es una figura totalmente en cera.
Strangely, the head of the statue turned whilst he was looking at it, and it was not supposed to do this. As I stated before, the statue was made out of no material other than wax, and it doesn't take a genius to know that wax cannot move. This must have been the act of a ghost, perhaps the witch's ghost of which the statue was supposed to resemble. Olivia Conkle and her boyfriend were pulling into the driveway one evening after a party when they noticed something terrifying behind their window. It is important to note that nobody they knew owned a key to the house, and furthermore, no one was supposed to be in there whilst they were gone. These things put together made it very difficult for the duo to believe this was anything other than a threat, and they were lucky enough to take out their camera in time. Have a watch. Some sort of mysterious figure could be seen behind the window, and this would be very threatening to anybody arriving home. Due to the bravery of Olivia's boyfriend, though, they came to the conclusion of not calling the police, and he walked inside, only to find nothing. A few days passed by in the house where nothing of a paranormal nature happened to either of them, but of course this did not last. It was only a matter of time before another clip was captured. Olivia was home alone when she heard scratching outside of her bedroom door, and she started to film so that she could show both social media and her boyfriend what was happening. Little did she know that something even worse would occur in front of the camera. Somehow, something pulled the cloak from the door, and it was obvious based on the movement that this was unhuman-like. On top of this, Olivia went to investigate the other rooms behind the door, and to her dismay, found nothing. This is when she started to believe that what they were experiencing was a haunting. There was still one more event that took place before they decided to take action, though.
Wait! There's legit no one in here, dude. No one is in here.
All around the house, strange things were happening, and it was very evident that the cause was not a human. Spirits ridiculed this house, and Olivia has recently gone to the local church seeking assistance. We wish them luck in the future. The doors were closed, the windows were closed, and there was absolutely no air running through the house. These three facts joined together made sure that what happened in the video I am about to expose you to had a paranormal cause to it, and even doubters were turned into believers by it. The time was 11 p.m, and Stephen, a non-professional ghost hunter who simply did it as a hobby, was exploring a haunted home on Mount Albert located in Ontario, Canada. He knew this place would be ridiculed with spirits, but not to the extent that it actually was. Have a look.
Okay, that's kind of fucking weird. This thing is moving. There's no fan on or anything. This thing's moving. Holy f***. Holy f***. This is like an old church. It's pretty crazy. Oh shit. That's up. Something going on in here. Okay.
At first, the chandelier was swinging as if there was some form of force acting upon it. But as I explained before, there was no logical way that air could have been pushing against it. Stephen made sure to keep it on camera in case it intensified or led to any other ghostly sightings. And this turned out to be the correct decision due to the curtains drawing closed on their own accord. Both of these events confirmed that the house was haunted, and the duo at the house, Stephen had an accomplice called Carson, were becoming increasingly worried. This was because they had planned to sleep there for the night, with the permission of the owners, who invited them to come and visit, and they decided to sit down in the kitchen and attempt to calm themselves down with some heat from the oven. Unfortunately, the spirit's ideas failed to line up with those of Stephen and Carson because it performed another paranormal act for them both.
So like 15 minutes now, nothing's gone on. Chandelier, everything's good. We have this stove on because it's cold in here. There's no heat, so we just put the heater on this fucking thing there. And yeah, there's me. Nobody else is with us. Nobody. And Carson and I were just talking, and we're like, "How are we gonna sleep here?" And he was getting a little bit worried, like, and I was like, "No, I don't care, like, really." What the?
Strangely, the china kettle slowly nudged itself closer and closer to Carson before making an attempt to fall on him. He was really fortunate to have noticed this in time, because if he failed to, who knows if the kettle would have smashed and caused severe harm, getting boiling hot water all over Carson. He was a lucky man that day. On September the 29th of 2011, Sean Wheatcroft and a friend of his that lived inside of the same university house decided that they were going to attempt to catch a poltergeist on camera that had been haunting the house for quite some time. The house was located in Leicester and held 8 people who all got along very well, but were certain the place was haunted. The majority were too frightened to be present whilst Sean and his friend tried to catch the ghost, hence why it was just those two in the video. But here you go.
There's someone down here. Really, if someone down here, can you just bang or tap? Tap a couple of times.
I don't know if that's them bangs at them upstairs. I'm putting them like that because they're easier to move then. Can you move any of these two glasses? They're really easy to move now, they're on the side. So if you can just push them at all.
Oh my god!
Oh,
turn the light on, man.
At first, the glass failed to move, and Sean speculated that this was due to it being stood up, which meant it required more energy for the spirit to cause anything. The moment that he laid them onto their sides, though, the poltergeist was happy to nudge one of the glasses and instill fear into both people present and everybody watching on social media from home like you. The men who occupy the university house are currently in contact with Leicester University on how to approach the situation, but as you would likely predict, they are not helping as much as they probably should. A Colombian woman by the name of Milana was setting up the kitchen for a family gathering when she suddenly became victim to a sinking feeling that something bad was about to happen. She had a family of roughly 40 people, and 28 of them were coming over for dinner that evening. All that she needed to do was cook some easy food, but when she received her gut-wrenching feeling regarding an upcoming disaster, she needed to take a seat for a moment, and it was while she was sitting there that the event happened.
Estoy aquí en el apartamento sola y acabo de escuchar algo en la cocina. No sé si ustedes lo escuchan, pero yo sí lo escucho. ¡Ay, Dios!
Rather than a highly dangerous disaster, where Milana would be put at risk, nothing too bad happened, and all she had to do was face a big fear of hers, a poltergeist. It moved the vase on the shelf all the way from the left to the right, and she was very fortunate to have caught it on video. When the family arrived, she explained that she was sorry she was unable to complete the food and asked somebody else to finish it off with guilt. She decided to not make them aware of what happened in case she aggravated the spirit into causing further mayhem, and it must have worked because nothing like this ever happened again. Similarly to the situation that Milana found herself in, the victim of our next clip was also operating in the kitchen, but in a situation far less dire. Zombie and her husband Emmanuel were in the kitchen together, making themselves some dinner, when all of a sudden they supposedly saw their food moving without any human interaction. Thinking that they were both seeing things, they decided that it would be best to ignore this mysterious sight and continue cooking. But once it happened again, they were certain that their eyes were not lying to them, and Zombie took out her camera to see what she could potentially catch. This is what she was able to record.
Nonsense. Oh.
If it was water, it should be moving like a lot.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Are you dead? Is that it?
Watching throws it across.
Don't see it, don't see it. I think that's it. I think it's not messing with our food.
Somehow, the already cooked and served food started moving across the counter, and it was very obvious that there were no strings or anything of the sort attached. This was a first-time experience for the duo, as none of them had ever gone through anything of the sort, and were sad that they eventually had to. After the incident, they sent the video to everybody that they possibly could in search of good advice, and the best that they got was to contact their local church, so they decided to go for it. A priest is now scheduled to visit their home and attempt a cleanse, so all we can really do is pray that this turns out to be a success. Roughly 1 year ago from now, a young man called Mason had a dream, and he had absolutely no idea that this was a premonition, meaning that it would one day become a reality. In this dream, a spirit was continuously knocking on his walls in a clear attempt to frighten him, and eventually he darted up from bed sweating, realizing that he was experiencing an altered reality. Fast forward 365 days though, and whilst Mason was watching the television, this started to happen.
Knock if you hear me. Knock if you hear me. Knock if you hear me. Knock if you hear me.
Mason initially started to record because he heard the knocking noise and instantly got some déjà vu from it. Since he had already dreamed the situation, he knew that it was going to continue for a few more minutes, so started to film to assure his relatives and friends that he was not lying when he decided to tell them. Who knows how many of your dreams could become reality, and based on the nightmares that everybody has, that would not be fun. Anyways, going back to the story of Mason, after the knocking incident, he was very frightened and didn't know whether it was the right idea to inform people or not. He came to the eventual conclusion that it wasn't, and thought people would not believe him despite the video evidence. This decision would not stick because something else occurred though. This time he heard sounds from outside of his room, and it was as if somebody was pottering around his house. Curious, he went to his door in order to investigate the scene, and this is when he was greeted with a large and menacing silhouette. Not what anybody wants on the other side of their door. This last clip was filmed by Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, as part of a long vlog inside of a haunted asylum. Over the last few videos, we have been including clips from this adventure, and from moving fruit to self-slamming doors, they continue to become worse and worse, with the one that I am about to show you not spoiling that trend. With that said, take a watch.
Heck is that thing? Looks like a horn of some sort. That's really weird. What is that thing? I don't even know. It's attached to something. Comment below if you know what that is. I have no idea. What the? Did that just turn on, or did I leave it on? What the hell? I honestly can't remember if I actually left them on or they just turned on. I don't know. I have to look back at the footage and see later. Did someone just turn these lights on? Hello? Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I know for sure I turned it off, but I don't know if I turned it back on at some point. I can't, honestly, for some reason, I can't remember. This whole asylum, I feel like I am slowly losing my mind. I can't even properly remember things. Hello? What was that? I just heard something in here. Hello? Whoa. What the hell? My booster light just went out. And I can't get it to turn back on. What the hell? This has never happened before. This place is literally messing with me. Oh God! Oh, the lights just went out! And of course my freaking booster! Dude, this flashlight! Why isn't it working? Oh God! Oh, thank God! Get me out of here! Turn these fuckers back on! Oh god, that was terrifying. Dude, of all the times for my booster light to go out and my freaking flashlight, dude, I couldn't see anything. I'm not doing anything else until I freaking get new batteries, a new light. Hell no.
All sorts of things happened within this terrifying 3 minutes for Ian, and he was fortunate to have made it out unscathed. It was extremely coincidental that his equipment stopped working at the exact same moment that the lighting in the complex did, and that alone points towards a paranormal cause in my books. Subscribe to my channel for more eerie clips from Ian. The Paranormies are a group of well-experienced ghost hunters who visit locations and see what they can find. They post their findings onto their YouTube channel so that people like us can see what ghosts are capable of, and it truly is fascinating. In the adventure that I am about to expose you to, they were responding to a scary story of an old friend who may have been part of a homicide in the 1970s. The spooky, abandoned town of Piney is where this took place, and they wanted to investigate the train station first, and weird signs popped up right away.
You can moan for us so we can hear it. You can do it into one of our microphones or into our ear.
Look at this, man. I didn't see over there, but that looks like it's coming down too.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Like where I'm shining, that looks like a TV, the actual tube part of the TV.
Oh yeah.
All around the station, they were finding appliances such as televisions, stoves, and refrigerators, which was really weird, considering the purpose of the building was supposed to be a transport mechanism. The team theorized that it must have been converted to a storage unit, but as I said, this was just a theory. After coming up with this, they continued their train station adventure without much else to think about. This location had been debunked, but not a house in the town. Next, they all went to the closest house in the abandoned town, and what they found there was much weirder.
Silence.
Really?
Like I actually heard like a lot of voices, but like then it just would stop for like 10-20 seconds at a time, and then it would just pick up again, which is super weird. So if it's silent in here right now, it could pick up again any second.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Was that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy f, man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you? Oh man, that freaked me out. Hands are shaking. Holy smokes.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right here.
It looked like something was standing right here.
Oh my god.
But I saw it for like a split second.
A thump was heard by the whole group, and it was almost as if a victim of the homicide was still haunting the town. I will continue this story in a future video on the channel. William Davies was winding down in his bedroom when he heard the soft creak of the door moving. At first, he thought it was just a draft, but then it happened again and again. No windows were open and the heating wasn't on. He grabbed his phone and began filming, thinking it might just be a loose hinge or bad alignment.
Whatever that was. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, just move back a bit then. Oh, not amazing. You're too close to the door. Postman. No way. Holy shit. Makes me wonder. Strange. Definitely has something there. By the clock. What? Definitely hearing things. Whoa. Not possible. Got some pull on it as well.
In the footage, the bedroom door sways all by itself, as if something is actually in contact with it. As William turns the camera to scan the rest of the room, the cabinet door beside his dresser swings open just as deliberately. There's no sound, no sudden gust, nothing visible that could have triggered it. Afterward, William sits down and replays the clip multiple times, watching how precisely everything moved. The timing feels intentional, like something unseen was reacting to him. He checks the hinges, tests the cabinet, even places items inside to see if anything shifts naturally, but everything stays still until the camera comes back out. That night, he leaves the lights on and tries to sleep with one eye open. The fear isn't from what he saw, but from knowing he didn't imagine it. Something in that room moved, and whatever it was, it knew he was watching. In the following video, Matty was home alone when he heard the bells from the front door ringing. This usually meant that somebody had entered the house, but upon checking, nobody was there, so he assumed it was the wind. However, when he started hearing this again later in the night, he was not going to be as foolish. Matty took his camera this time to capture the phenomenon on camera, and this is what he was able to see.
I don't know what's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of something. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, that's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time. I'm home all alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f*** is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. The TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the f*** is going on? What the f*** is going on? What the f*** is going. It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the f*** out. Get the f*** out. Get the f*** out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
The chiming bell was definitely not the biggest issue in this house, because from falling objects to a self-activating TV, this place had it all. Experts have no idea why a poltergeist would choose to target Matty, especially considering nobody else, including him, ever noticed something weird inside of the house again. This is one of many big mysteries on this channel that will likely never be solved. The woman in our next clip loved her job as a cleaner at the old church. Every day, she took pride in making the place shine, enjoying the quiet moments among the ancient stone and stained glass windows. But one day, while working late, she suddenly felt an icy chill creeping through the air. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record a video for her friend to show what was happening.
I want to go back there quick.
In the footage, a heavy wooden door slowly moves by itself. She turns around, startled, and screams. After that, she left work early and told her boss she wouldn't be returning. The experience shook her deeply, and the church that once felt like a second home suddenly became a place she wanted to avoid forever. Two kids were messing around in the kitchen one afternoon while their family's Ring doorbell camera picked up everything. They had been watching scary videos earlier and were still hyped up, joking loudly to each other. "I ain't scared of no ghosts." It was all fun and laughter until it wasn't. Just after one of them repeats the line, the door ahead of them slams shut with full force, seemingly out of nowhere. Their faces go from playful to terrified in a heartbeat. They scream, running around in a panic, not knowing whether to open the door or hide. Eventually, they yank it back open and bolt straight through the house, crying as they race down the street to their grandma's place next door. Later that evening, after things calmed down, their parents reviewed the footage. There were no windows open, no fans on, and nothing they could find that would have caused the door to move like that. Everyone agreed it wasn't just wind or coincidence. It felt like a direct response to the kids mocking whatever might be in the house. Since then, they haven't gone back to that kitchen alone, and next time they talk about ghosts, they'll think twice before taunting them. No one in this family ever thought their house was haunted. It was barely 9 years old, and everything about it felt normal, except for one thing. Ever since they were kids, they'd hear the sound of someone digging through their big plastic tub of Lego pieces upstairs. It was the same tub where they used to build bionicles, and the rattling noise it made was loud and unmistakable. But sometimes, that sound would echo through the house when no one was up there.
Dude, I can clearly hear that. Yeah, I hear that very loudly. Dude, that is weird. That's loud. That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Come in. What's going on? Shh. What the heck? Dude, there's nothing. What is that? Yeah, there's nobody up here. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either, look. I could hear it when we got about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, it stopped. As we got closer.
I just heard once. Like I came out and heard like shh. That's all I heard.
Yeah, but we heard it when we were sitting there. We were sitting and we heard it.
You heard it start?
Yeah, we heard it start and it went for like...
How long ago before you got me?
It probably went for about 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. You'll watch it. So you can...
In the recording, you can clearly hear the distinct plastic clatter coming from the closet, like someone sifting through the pieces. The two brothers rush toward it, open the door, and find absolutely nothing. No person, no movement, just an eerie stillness. They figured that was it, just the same weird sound they'd been hearing for years. But when they showed the footage to friends and eventually cast it onto their living room TV, someone caught something that none of them had seen before. In the far back of the closet, a huge bionicle figure they'd built as kids can be seen slowly turning its head right before the clip ends. They raced upstairs to check, and sure enough, the figure was still there. Same pose, same position. The neck joint is stiff, not loose, so it shouldn't have been able to move at all. The family says they've never felt in danger, but ever since that night, none of them go near the closet alone. Kyle Anthony was home alone while his fiancée was out with her sister. At one point, he heard laughter coming from the basement, but it only started the moment he opened the door. The sound was unmistakably like a child laughing, which made him uneasy since he has no kids. He quickly shut the door, still shaken by the strange noise.
Alright, I'm home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement, and I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. I'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. I don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
In the footage, as Kyle opens the basement door, the laughter begins suddenly and echoes through the house. Later, he opens the door again, but this time nothing happens. The silence makes the moment even more eerie as he stands there, unsure of what to believe. Left unsettled, Kyle is now trying to figure out what's going on in the basement, so feel free to leave him some form of suggestion for his future in the comments. To call the Midwest ghost hunter a regular on this channel would be a severe understatement, because he appears in at least 98% of my videos. This is because he never fails to provide long compilations of ghostly footage from places he visits, and they seem to get more frightening every single time. In today's video, he was in a haunted theater by himself, and he wanted to gather evidence that this place was as bad as it seemed. This is what he caught.
All right, well, Reverend Henry Doty Maxson. Here is his office. Let's see if anything happens. Reverend. Are you in here? Are you okay with me visiting? Your office here? That's his old chalkboard right there. And that is his handwriting. They've kept that preserved. That must have been from his last lecture before dying. Father, if you are indeed in here, could you tap on your chalkboard? Make a tapping sound like you're writing on it. I would be amazed if you did that. What the? That sounded like paper being moved. It was on this desk. Like, whoa, you see that? Dude, look at that. That has to be it. Look at that, it's literally hanging off of the table. Look at all the other ones, they're like straight, and then that one is just completely. Henry, did you just move this piece of paper? I wonder what's on this paper anyway. It's more of his writing. Reverend, if you're sitting at your desk right now, could you move something once more? Use whatever energy you need. You can use it for my camera, my voice recorder, whatever you need. All I wish to do is learn from you. Learn about the afterlife. Whoa, I'm feeling like coldness over here. It's like emanating from this desk. I'm gonna get a reading with this.
Strangely, the Reverend decided to move a piece of paper to the edge, despite it being its own preserved piece of writing. This was likely to scare Ian, the ghost hunter, but if that was the goal, then it was a big fail because he was not going to give up on this investigation. So subscribe for more clips inside of this theater in future videos. The following video was captured by William and Keith, and they were friends who decided to share an apartment. They were young without much money behind them, so did this, in order to make rent cheaper with a 50-50 split. Little did they know that this location would turn out to be haunted. They both noticed mysterious things happening across their time there, until one day, Keith came up with the idea to try and catch the spirit on camera and upload it to social media. Several clips arose from this test, with the first one being as follows.
Sitting room and we heard some noises.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like it was coming from the kitchen, so that's why we're here. For the last half an hour before recording, we were trying to get the spirits to do some movement of some kind, and so far we've had the cupboard squeak. No, nothing to see. It's something noise coming from somewhere. Did you see that cupboard door move again?
A little bit.
Shit. This is mental. Benji, why are you looking up there for? There's nothing there. Always seems to be looking up in the corner of the wall.
I know.
Every time he looks up in the corner of the wall, things start to happen.
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell, it's moving again. Oh my god.
Shit. Do you want to go over there with the camera and close the door?
Okay.
I would have done it for chair. I would have been able to do this before.
Somehow, just as the duo finished introducing the audience to what was going on, something very abnormal happened. The door to the cabinet slowly opened without any human interaction, and it was evident that there were no strings attached. With pre-existing knowledge that the place was haunted, William showed no fear in approaching the cabinet and closing it. But of course, there was more to come. Just after closing the cabinet, both of the men were watching on, and it immediately opened itself again. This time, though, instead of approaching the cabinet, they took it upon themselves to expand their test and attempt to see what would happen in the dark.
Not normal. Something does not like me. Something does not like me.
It don't like me either.
Turn the light off to see what was going to happen. Just turn it off to see what's going on. If there's any spirits there, show yourself. You see that?
Yeah.
Let me just flip it across the camera. This is not. This is weird. This is weird. Fucking well weird. Weird fucking. Pause it. I just got back from the toilet and stuff is still happening. That's why I had to pause it. You can see. Oh, you fucker! See how it changes. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, this is too much. Why are you looking up at the wall for, dog? Every time you look up in the corner of the wall, it's like something there. Why are you doing that? Hey? Hey? Me?
No.
Missed that. What happened?
I can't remember.
Sure.
All I seen was the DVD flying off. It's getting freaky in this house. Oh my god.
This ain't normal, man. This ain't normal.
I'm shitting it.
Staring at.
Immediately after flicking the lights off, both of them could see some white glowing dots in the room. They had the appearance of eyes, but danced around as if they were orbs, so it was really hard to pinpoint what they actually were. But what we do know is that they were tied to the paranormal world, because shortly after the lights turned themselves on, and a can of some sort collapsed to the ground. After this, both William and Keith made their way back into the sitting room to take a break from this paranormal surge, but they had the littlest of ideas that this was only just beginning. Their dog came into the room looking distraught, so they went to follow him, and it led them back to the original cupboard where this happened.
Did you move me? Oh man, you know someone's there. What are you looking at me for? What are you looking at me for? Mate. No.
He's looking under, he thinks he's under there.
Let's keep our eye off the dog for the moment, because... Yeah. That dog seems to know, man. He just keeps looking up in the corners though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Shit, did that move?
Yeah, I can't. Didn't see it. Fucking hell.
Did you see something move on that chair?
Yeah, I swear it's that teddy bear.
Oh, you fucker. No, look, you see the dark shadows around it.
Out of nowhere, the lid to the pan started to move on its own accord, and this put the duo into a state of fear. The paranormal surge lasted about 4 more minutes after this, before it came to a stop, and neither William or Keith experienced anything of the sort ever again. Stephen Buswell has been a witness of paranormal activity before in his life, and was a strong believer in these kinds of things because of that fact. However, the last thing that he expected to happen when he invited a friend over for the night was a ghost to make a cameo. He had always been dreaming about capturing a poltergeist, doing its acts on camera. So in a way, this experience made Stephen feel content, but there was still a factor of fright within him nonetheless. Take a look.
What the? The cone is moving. What the? This is really weird. C'est fuck. Comment rien. Mike! Chris, le compte vient de bouger. C'est fuckant ici. Hein? Le compte vient de bouger, c'est fuckant, Chris. Viens voir. Viens voir. Le compte vient de bouger. Je ne laisse pas, genre 3-4 fois. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? C'est comment, Chris? Je te dis, il n'y a rien dedans. Il a bougé au moins 3 fois. À la fin du vent, hein, esti. Ça fait un an, j'ai arrêté de fumer cette prix. Il a encore bougé! Hein? Il a encore bougé!
Strangely, the traffic cone was moving without any visible force acting upon it, and we all know the most likely cause: a spirit was having some fun. Stephen called his friend in the room so that he had an alibi alongside the video to make his friends believe him, and fortunately, they all did. One of them managed to get him in contact with a ghost hunter, who had arranged to come and cleanse the property. All that we can do is sit back and hope that the cleansing turns out to be a success. Wyatt and his family were living in the perfect home until about a month ago, and you probably assume that they moved out, right? How else would they no longer be in the perfect home? Well, ever since their cat passed away, the place has been riddled with paranormal activity, and no matter how many experts they decide to contact, none of them are of any help due to a lack of evidence. One day, when everybody else in the house was out at a party, Wyatt heard some banging from the basement, and in hopes of serving the family justice and finally collecting liable evidence, he took his camera and went down the stairs. What he captured was beyond crazy, and might be the hardest video to debunk that I have ever showcased to you guys. But before I played the clip, did you know that you can have your paranormal videos featured on my channel? All that you have to do is email hauntertvofficial@gmail.com with your attached clips alongside a brief description of what happened and why it happened, and you are guaranteed to have your story documented for all to see. Anyway, here is Wyatt's clip.
You guys are hearing that, right? Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been picking up. I'm not going back there. Hello? Damn it. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Jesus. Dude. Stop. Oh, dude.
A lot of mysterious things happened here, such as the banging, the self-moving items, and the swing. But one thing happened that outshined everything else. If you paid close enough attention, you would have noticed that the ball rolled out of nowhere and literally spawned into the room with Wyatt. Some creepy stuff for sure. A bedroom is supposed to be a safe space for the occupant, as it is a private room for them to reside in when times warrant them to need some alone time. Feeling unsafe in your bedroom would be a horrible feeling, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who feel this, with the man who recorded the upcoming clip being one of them, but not for the reasons that you would assume. One evening, he was sitting in his gaming chair, drunk gaming with his friends, when he needed to go and get a snack. He went downstairs as routine, but had no clue what he was about to walk back into his room to.
My chair is moving. It's straight up moving. Maria. Yeah? Maria, my chair turned, did a whole 360. Can you not? Like, where are you? You stupid ghost. And I'm only so cheery right now, not terrified, because I did drink a bunch. Oh shit. Oh shit. And I got some more Trulies. Let's go. Don't do that again, bro. Here. Stop doing that.
His chair began to spin on its own terms, and due to the contents of alcohol that the man had consumed, he was not confident in his visions at first, like most drunk witnesses do, though he took out his phone and filmed the incident so that he could verify things in a sober state, and you bet he did. After re-watching the video sober, he uploaded it to social media with full confidence that this was a spiritual encounter, and he had all rights to be confident in his findings. Jack is a TikTok user who collects antique items, and there is one very dangerous drawback to collecting things of this nature. You are always risking the slight chance that they could be haunted. Over the past few years, he has had a few instances regarding one-time events with moving items and noises, but nothing serious has ever happened. That was until recent times, where he has become certain that a ghost attached to one of the items has stayed with him. All sorts of weird things have happened recently, and on top of this, he woke up one morning and the sitting room was very cold. Even turning the fire on didn't fix things. This made him suspicious, and he began to film the house in case of an event, and he made the correct decision.
Okay folks, as you can see, it's almost 20 past 10 in the morning. I've decided to start filming because I knew something wasn't right in this house this morning. I've got the fire on, as you can see there, and it's warm outside, but the house is freezing. And furthermore, there's constant, I don't know, scratchy type noises coming from the dining room. So I've got it out there, that's the car, on the off chance. If you're making noises in here, make yourself known. Do it now while I've got an actual camera out again. It's driving me absolutely wild, to be honest. Oh, it's cold. Can you do something to make your presence known? Oh. Oh, my TV's gone off. Right, okay. Ooh, there's a bit of an atmosphere, you know, guys. Cat's acting a bit weird as well. What's wrong? You okay? What? Right, thank you for doing that. Okay. Woo, I'm freaked out. Thank you. What is it you want? Why do you just randomly flare every now and then? The cat is going nuts at the bottom of the stairs. If you've just moved that chair, do something for me again. Can you hear that noise? Sophia, what are you doing? Whoa, what was that? What was that? What was that? What? Jesus.
All kinds of odd and peculiar events happened, and it was clear that whatever poltergeist that was behind it had a distaste towards him. It would be smart for Jack to come up with some sort of approach to get rid of the spirit, but due to a lack of updates, we have no clue if he has taken action, but hope he has. Losing a beloved pet is not for the weak, and when the family who captured our next clip went through this process, they really found it hard to cope. They had another dog too, who really couldn't handle the lack of a furry friend, so that made it ever more hard for them to handle the situation. One day though, whilst the father of the family and the other dog were in the living room together, they heard something that they would have never expected, and it was fortunate enough to be caught on camera. Have a watch. Out of the blue, they both started to hear the sound of a dog whimpering, and you owners out there can vouch for me that an owner can definitely recognize the whine of their hound. It was clear that the father and the Chihuahua knew what was behind the sounds, because they became evidently uncomfortable with the situation, and the man even decided to get up and leave. The dog's goal was likely to show support to its family and let them know that he was still with them, but to be honest, it had the opposite effect. It instilled fear into the father, and nobody in the house ever heard this again. All I know is that it definitely slowed down the recovery process and reset the father's 5 stages of grief back to stage 1. There are many jobs that have a high likelihood of making you become haunted, and one of them is transporting bodies to and from funerals and things of the sort. This is because you are in such a close proximity to a dead person, and a lot of spirits will watch over their body until it is cremated, so it makes sense for these drivers to have such experiences. Mel was doing one of these tasks, and taking somebody with decapitated arms to the place in which it was going to get cremated. But little did she know that the spirit was not on board with the idea of having its body put into flames.
Y'all listen. Listen real carefully, okay? Settle down in there now, damn it. Can y'all hear it? I keep looking back there to see if that box is gonna open. I know, can y'all hear it? It's like that. But showing no arms.
At a random point, some sounds could be heard from inside of the box, and it was evident that something was in it. Mel recorded the incident so that she could show the cremating company once she arrived, and they opened the box to see if anything was inside. There was no trace of any other creature of the body being alive, so they continued with the process and came up with one debatable solution. The sounds came from the poltergeist of the body, and the family was on board with this idea. It made the most sense after all. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, is the most named person on this channel, and that is because he never fails to provide the best quantity and quality of ghostly clips. One of Ian's more recent adventures has been to a haunted asylum, and of course, he decided to go in alone. This place was completely riddled with ghosts, and to call it haunted would be an understatement. It was a hellhole. Fortunately, we have Ian though, the man who can explore everything, and whilst inside the asylum, he caught this on camera.
There is no way that just fell. There is definitely no way. I mean, look at the distance. It would have had to have gone. I mean, I know I've been walking around and like this floor, it's a little shaky. So, I mean, that is possible that maybe me walking caused it to fall. I don't know, that is strange. It's just the distance. It fell. That's throwing me off. Put it back in here. If you just threw one of those gourds, could you move one of them? Or throw one? Preferably not at me. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, again, it could have just fell for all I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that up to you guys to decide. Dude, no way. Okay, that time it was thrown. No doubt about it. You cannot say that was me. No way. Oh my God. Dude, this thing went flying like over 10 feet. I mean, how could you possibly explain that? Dude, I am barely starting and stuff is already getting thrown. Holy moly. All right. Whoever threw this, I dare you to throw a third one. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Dude, I hope I caught that on camera. I might have caught like the very tail end of it. This thing just went flying across this room.
It came after the last video on this channel, where a spirit launched one of these fruit pieces across the room out of nowhere and the same happened again after the spirit was beckoned to repeat its actions. More clips from this ghostly adventure will be posted on my channel, so make sure to subscribe so you do not miss them. They are only going to get more terrifying. Being put on the night shift can be one of the most devastating things a human can be given, especially if they don't work at those hours, usually. One day, Riley, the man in our following video, was told to take this role and work from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., and he initially rejected the offer. However, when his boss put the opportunity of double pay on the table, he had to take the offer. Little did anybody know that working would not be the primary strain on Riley's evening though, and there would be something far worse tormenting him that night. Have a look at what happened.
I'm freaking the crap out. So I was just doing night out at work back here, and then I walked to the back to grab a stapler, and I hear keys fall. And oh my gosh, I'm so freaking scared right now. I walk out here, and this is the breakfast report right here, and I put the keys with it, and when I walked away, the keys freaking fell by themselves. I don't know if I set them like on the edge or what, but they fell, and I'm freaking the crap out, people. Oh my gosh. The paper moves. It's moving again. Oh my gosh.
All sorts of things happened in this clip, from keys falling to the ground all the way to paper, moving without any human interaction. This was frightening for obvious reasons, and Riley was super fortunate to have got it on camera so he could show his boss. To his dismay though, no further action was taken, but at least he wasn't made to suffer a night shift again. The man had always suspected his house was haunted, but things really started to escalate when he heard tapping sounds coming from the cabinet beside him. He walked over and noticed that an ornament with small dangling parts was lightly tapping against a cabinet door, seemingly on its own. Curious, he opened the cabinet to get a better look and decided to film in case something else happened.
Poltergeist. So I'm sitting here gaming, and that object up there swung and literally smacked the glass really hard. Damn reflection, but look, still moving. Let's catch it before it stops. Look, still moving. Oh no, it moved. Look, it was sitting there, as you can see from the dust. Oh, so it moved. Alright. Can you make it swing again? Damn, I really need to wipe off in there. Look at all that shit. Can you make it swing again? Try to open that more. Hello? Can you make it move again? Oh, look. It made them all move now. Nice.
Can you make it swing like you did before when it hit the glass? It's going out of focus. Alright, now I said swing it, not move it. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. And I opened that thing, so probably let the damn thing out. Yo, this thing keeps moving. I'm like nervous and shaking. And I'm lightheaded a little bit. Keeps going out of focus. Surprised them things ain't shaking more how much it moved. I'm so nervous, man. So lightheaded. I'm gonna regret this, but can you make it move again? Can you make it move again? So lightheaded. Can you slide it the other way? Keeps going out of focus. Yo! Was that a nickel, a dime, a penny? Look, there's my change. That thing went flying. How did it not hit the glass? See, that's some glitch in the Matrix shit. Yo, I gotta rewatch that, cause how'd it get past that glass and fly behind this stuff? What is that? That's definitely not what flew out. I don't even know where that went. Or even...
As the camera rolls, the ornament moves again. This time not just swaying but visibly sliding to the right in a smooth, deliberate motion. Then, out of nowhere, a penny shoots out from inside the cabinet, curving around the edge of the closed door and landing on the floor. It defied any explanation. After seeing the footage back, he was stunned. There was no airflow, no vibration, and no explanation for how the coin had moved like that. He has now started documenting everything and is seriously considering bringing in someone with experience in the paranormal. Something is clearly trying to make itself known, and it is no longer subtle about it. The family had long suspected something wasn't right in their home. After months of strange occurrences, noises, shifting objects, and an uneasy feeling that never fully went away, they finally installed cameras in key areas to see if they could catch anything. One of the cameras in the living room captured something they weren't ready for. It begins with a toy suddenly activating by itself, mechanical sounds cutting through the quiet. Then, more toys start to move slowly, shifting unnaturally without anyone nearby. As if that weren't enough, a white chair suddenly slides across the floor, completely unprovoked. The room was empty, and the footage was clear. This wasn't wind, vibrations, or a trick of light. The family watched the video several times, each time more unsettled than the last. They've kept the footage, started logging every incident, and are now considering professional help. With the cameras still rolling and the activity escalating, one question remains. What is it that's trying to make itself known in their home? Make sure to subscribe because that question will be answered in a future video. On July 29th, 2007, a group of boys decided to explore an old abandoned church on the outskirts of town. The place had been left to decay for years, and while the setting was eerie, nothing unusual happened for a while. They wandered through the dusty aisles, laughing and filming parts of their adventure like it was just another fun challenge.
Close that damn door, I'm scared shitless. Oh shit, look at this ladder, it's like a secret door or something. When we try to get up it?
I'm not doing it.
Should I?
I'm not. You can go.
Fuck, I am. Don't.
Someone's gonna fall out of there.
Man, shut up. God damn it. We're around. I can't take this right
Oh
now.
god.
I'm so scared.
Shit.
Oh no. Oh my god. Turn the light. Listen. Oh shit, that's fucking piano. Is that piano? Come on. Should we go out there? Is that door open? Is that door open?
Shit, we left the door open.
Should we stay in here for a second? No. We gotta see. We gotta see if we can see this.
Alright,
This could be priceless.
Some open.
Oh shit! Oh shit! What do we do?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know what to fucking do. Please, God, help me! I gotta make it out alive. I want to see my mama. Alright. We're gonna try to make it to the front door. Just run. Alright, go. The door's locked. What do we do? Dude? We gotta make it run. Oh my god. Alright, go. Oh my god, holy shit! Holy fuck, the music stopped playing. The music, go. Shit! I'm scared shit. He's following. Oh god. I can't breathe.
That changed instantly when they heard a soft melody echo through the church. The piano, untouched and worn from time, was playing by itself. As they turned to look, an apparition appeared at the bench, its hands gliding over the keys. Panic set in. The boys bolted out of the building, barely able to process what they had seen. They called a taxi and waited in silence at the edge of the road, too shaken to speak. That night marked the end of their ghost hunting curiosity. None of them ever went exploring like that again. After what happened the last time Kyle Anthony appeared on this channel, he had tried to move on. That night he heard what sounded like a little girl laughing from the basement while home alone had never left his mind, but without solid proof, he let it go. This time, though, his fiancée was home. When he heard the sound again, soft, eerie, and definitely childlike, he grabbed his phone and started recording.
Why do y'all want me to go down in the basement so bad? I'm already scared as hell. My fiance's home now, so it's a little bit better, but I don't want to go down there. Gosh dang. I haven't heard it again anyway. It was probably just the air conditioner making a freaking noise or something, you know what I mean? Whoa, oh, okay, no. Okay, y'all think that's Elmo now? That wasn't no toy. That wasn't no toy, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was ridiculous. Yeah, let's just not.
The video captures a quiet, unsettling noise rising from the basement. It isn't laughter this time, but something just as unnerving. It carried the same childish tone, like someone trying to speak, but not making sense. Kyle is spooked during this clip, and for a moment nothing else happens. But right at the very end, the basement door slightly moves. Just a subtle shift, enough to catch your eye and make your stomach drop. Afterward, Kyle showed his fiancée the footage, and both of them were left uneasy. They know there's no one else in the house, and no reason for the sound or the movement. Now that they've both heard it, they're starting to realize whatever is down there isn't going away on its own. Kyle has begun tracking each occurrence, and the couple is thinking seriously about bringing in outside help. This no longer feels like a coincidence. Something is down there, and it is making itself known. Elle had already been asleep for a while when a series of soft knocking sounds woke them up. Confused and uneasy, they grabbed their phone and started filming as they got out of bed to investigate.
Mami, te grabo este video porque están tocando constantemente la puerta. Están pasando cosas que no son normales. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? No hay nadie. ¿Viste eso?
In the moonlight, my honey, I know is a dawn that you.
The video shows Elle walking down the hallway toward the door where the knocking came from. They open it slowly, only to reveal absolutely nothing on the other side. No people, no wind, nothing that could have made the sound. After checking briefly, Elle returns to their room, and that's when the real shock hits. As the camera turns toward the bed, the covers are visibly shifting and tugging as if someone or something is underneath them, but there's no one there. Elle pans around the room in a panic, but it's completely empty. After the experience, Elle stayed awake the rest of the night with the lights on. The next morning, they told friends about it, and a few believe something is definitely trying to get their attention. Whether it's a warning or a presence just making itself known, Elle knows one thing for sure. That night changed everything. The following video was captured by a mother of 3, and her children's ages varied heavily. Her youngest was just 3 years old, but the eldest was a 16-year-old boy who was always out with his friends. One day, shortly after asking to go out, his mother allowed him to, despite it being a late hour, which would usually be off limits. Fortunately, he had a good time and was back home the next day, but little did he know what was going on back at his house whilst he was out.
Не поняла, опять этот звук. Снова. Именно когда сын уходит. Именно когда сын уходит, появляется этот звук из шкафа. Ребята, вы это слышите? Вы слышите, да, это, ребята? Почему так происходит именно когда сын уходит на улицу? Боже мой.
Strangely, his voice could be heard, and it was almost as if it was within the walls of the house. No matter how many cabinets are storage items, the mother checked, she could not find her son, and this is when she realized it was a mimic. Over the next week, she plotted how to get rid of this ghost, but then realized since her real son came home, it stopped anyway, so there was no point. I send my wishes that it will not start again. A husband and wife had been dealing with some rough paranormal activity, and it had gotten to the point that they had to leave their house for a few days. As they were leaping though, the husband turned around and caught a snapshot of a face in the window before it quickly vanished. They went back inside the house to record and see if anything was actually inside of it, or whether it was a concerning shadow, and this is what happened in the home. They heard noises in the room whilst their dog was barking, and this was too coincidental to not have been a paranormal presence. The husband tested his luck and logged onto the camera app to see if he could witness anything else, and the figure of a ghostly woman could be seen looming in the corner. They quickly took their children out of the house and left it for a weekend. We can only hope that the spirit is gone once they arrive back. Every Sunday without fail, Thomas, a man who despised his job, made the absolute most of his day off by tapping into his inner alcoholic. Him and some friends would always join a call on their devices and play all sorts of games together, such as Call of Duty and Fortnite, but whenever they got a kill, they had to have some alcohol. This gave Thomas a reasonable excuse as to why he saw something that he assumed to be paranormal, and he blamed it on the drunkenness. But due to capturing it on camera, we know that this was not the case.
It's a fucking Sunday, dude. Do it again, bitch. My God! Oh my God. Okay, that was... I mean, it's not worth the fact that you broke my glass, dude. That was like 1,500 points at Dave & Buster's. That's a feat. Dude, you have to do some extra shit. Let's do some examinations, bro. I'm tripping out actually pretty hard. I just kind of want to get up.
The poltergeist threw 2 glasses alongside a valuable item on the floor, and it is safe to say that Thomas was pretty annoyed by this sudden outburst. He came to the conclusion that the beer had led him to seeing this, but once he rewatched the footage a day later, he was truly spooked and uploaded it to YouTube. In the following video, a young boy called Ricky was doing some homework at his work desk when the most unexpected thing possible happened. He claimed that the cup beside his computer had moved on its own accord, and this is what beckoned him to start recording. If he hadn't captured this on film, then nobody would have believed him, but fortunately, he did, and we are lucky enough to be able to watch it. Before I show you the video though, if you have any paranormal clips, and would like me to break them down in a future video for you, then send the footage to hauntedofficial@gmail.com and give me the story of what happened. Have a look.
Right now I saw this cup just move and I got scared, man. I was seeing strange things going on in my house, so maybe, I don't know what could happen, but... Whoa! Whoa! What's that? What was that? Oh, it's moving. Whoa. What's that, man? Oh,
Strangely, the cup fell to the ground not once but twice, but many people have tried to debunk this event. Heaps of people claim that the cup could have easily had an attached string because the camera quality was so low, but no matter how far you zoom into it, this is not the case. It was pretty evident that no visible force acted upon Ricky's cup, meaning he must have encountered a ghost. Ricky has not suffered from anything similar since. Donna Ayers has been on the paranormal radar for quite some time now and has made appearances on some of the oldest videos on my channel. This is because her house is haunted, and whilst she is pretty certain that the culprit of all the hauntings is her passed-away husband, the events still instill fear into her nonetheless. The video that you are about to see took place in a planned attempt to capture the ghost in action, and it went pretty well for Donna.
Just doing a bit of the Ouija board and my key started moving, so I thought I'd just record it. It was just strange. I've had this before with the keys though, nothing new really. They moved just as I was putting the Ouija board on the table. There you go. Told you. And I don't really give a shit what you people think neither, because it's happening. Hello? Knock the keys off.
She wanted the spirit to move the keys after incentivizing it through the use of a Ouija board, and it listened. A spirit that listens to its victims is quite a rare occurrence, hence why Donna believed it came from her husband, followed by the fact the hauntings started shortly after he left the world. This is the only reason that Donna has not decided to banish the spirit, but it is seriously getting her close to considering it. Being a fireman is one of the most respected jobs in society, and this is because you are going out of your way to save people's lives. Day by day, these people are put into life-threatening situations to save others and do not get paid the amount that they should, considering they could die on the job, but they continue their good deeds nonetheless. The piece of footage that I am going to expose you to took place in the midst of a fire and was recorded by somebody who worked within the fire service. It is important to note that they were 100% certain that there was nobody in the building at the time, and there are no logical explanations for what happened.
Okay. I'm gonna try and walk in and see what it's like. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's been down low. You should see it right now. It's amazing. Look through the window. It's like exploding. Hold your breath and go look. Just make sure you can get out because it's pretty cute. It's pretty amazing inside there. Did you look in the doorway?
Yeah, flames are coming out.
No, better not be.
Graham and Autumn better be out of there. We're out. Oh, I'm out. Oh, I'm out. Yeah, hey, Graham and Autumn, go get out.
Woo! It's getting out of hand right now. Hey, the water's dripping off the house. It's hot. Whoa. Whoa, hear that? Gee whiz. It's like busting the glass out. Look at that. Gee, you hear it?
The fireman decided that he was going to investigate the building as his unit had only just arrived on scene and the fire was pretty strong. Little did he know that as he entered the building, some sort of shadow figure would peek out from behind the doorway before taking cover again. The worker told all of his colleagues about what he saw and even showcased the footage to them, which incentivized them to search the building a second time for any people. But again, nobody was found. This must have been a ghost. It was the day before Halloween, and two hikers set out on a long trip to a rural area in Scotland. That evening there was a storm due, but they had the gear that they needed, so were able to push on and not give up on their adventure. Eventually, they came across an old house that had been around since the 1800s. Due to the torrential conditions, they decided to enter this place to take cover from the oncoming storm, but little did they know the weather would be so bad that they would not be able to leave. Furthermore, they had no idea that there was a spirit present.
Found the bothy book. You put my glasses on now to find a bat. So this is popular, quite a popular bothy by the looks of it. Someone actually stayed last night. It was nice and tidy when we came in. So plaudits to whoever stayed here last night. Well done. Absolutely spotless. Whoa. Hold on a minute. Whoa. Whoa. This. Whoa. I'm out. Whoa. I'm out of here. No. No.
Right, you can't see us here, but we just ran out of this room there. That was totally weird. The door just started to move on its own, and then it just pretty much slammed shut. I mean, Marty's out there.
It moved something in the room which put both of them on high alert, but the least they expected was for the door to move on its own accord. They tried to escape the facility, but to their disappointment, the wind was pushing against the door, which meant they could not close it. This was not a good situation.
I mean, I don't particularly believe in ghosts, and neither does Martin. No. So we're kind of thinking that it might have been just like the backdraft of the wind. I mean, there's a storm going on outside, so
yeah. But I still don't believe it was the wind, but it's the only when the wind's blowing that strong outside, and there's no, it's the only rational explanation, even though I'm not even looking at that. No, I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right? So, I'm honest, I don't know where to go.
This can't be right.
I'm not. It's black in here as well, I can't see a thing.
So there's a chair over there, and it just started to move, which is
no way. I'm not even. No.
It's bonkers.
I'm not having any part of this.
That is moving. It is moving, that chair is moving.
Just leave it.
Oh, Christ.
After this incident, the location had a blackout and all electricity stopped working, including the cameras. They both went to bed in nothing but fear that night and left first thing in the morning for obvious reasons.